The truth is finally coming out as Emeka and Debbie bow their face in shame, including the Big Joe. Because what they planned, what they wanted to happen did not happen. Rather, shame turned up upon them. Karma has gotten up, is about to choke them. Hands is too smart for you to break. And the love Clara and Hans has can never die. Listen, true love will never die. Finally, the truth will prevail. And Emeka, Debbie, and the Big Joe heading to prison if they will survive this. Welcome to another episode. Listen, today's episode is not one you skip or miss for anything because a lot is happening and karma is as close as we want it to come. Don't forget that the only thing you can do for us to keep bringing out more episodes is to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and drop a comment. Let me take you through how Jonathan, Debbie, and Emeka exposed themselves. Senseless people. They thought they are wise, but the people they are fighting are wiser and smarter than them. So guys, today's episode started with Mr. Kennedy went to see Big Joe, and on getting there, straight up, he told Big Joe, "I'm here to talk to you and also to see the little girl. Listen, Joe, I want to tell you something. This guy is keeping quiet, meaning Hanks, taking things easy with you because of the love he has for your wife, because the way you are going about it, this guy is so connected and so rich, so powerful that he can lock you up and you will do nothing. So my friend, take things easy. You don't even have evidence, but look at how you are destroying him, destroying his business on internet without any proof." And Big Joe got angry and was like, "Kennedy, you are very stupid. You are the most stupid man on the face of the earth. So because I don't have money and he has money, I should keep quiet." Listen, Kennedy, I have touched money. I used to be Big Joe. Always referring to the past where you did not make use of the opportunity you had. And he was now talking to Kennedy and was telling Kennedy that I'm going to deal with Hanks. Just the only thing I'm waiting for is for my daughter to wake up. Once my daughter wakes up, I'm going to take my daughter to the police. I will finish Hanks. And Kennedy now asked him, "What will you do?" He said he will finish. He will make sure that Hanks rots in jail. In fact, as I'm talking to you, I have 5 cases against him. Hanks is chilling in the police station. And Kennedy now laughed at him and said, "News flash, Mr. Big Joe. Hanks, as we are talking to you right now, is sitting in his home." Big Joe went dumb for a few seconds and he picked up himself and started saying, "That does not matter. That does not matter. The only thing I'm waiting for, let my daughter regain strength. I'm going to finish. Just let her regain strength and tell me what happened. I'm going to finish Hanks." As he was still talking, behold, his best friend that is leading him to destroy, in fact, both of them are the same, walked up and said, "That's Emeka. That is the spirit, my friend. That is the spirit." He now told Big Joe, "You see, people like Kennedy are people that will make you take nonsense." He started talking to Kennedy and he was like, "So because Hanks is rich, you are advising Big Joe to keep quiet and allow Hanks to go scot-free? Is that what you are saying?" And Kennedy looked at Big Joe and said, "Big Joe, the most mistake you are making of your life is taking advice from somebody like Emeka, somebody without sense. He's not married. He doesn't have children. He doesn't have any good relationship, just hovering around looking for who to destroy. And this is the person you have decided to be taking advice from. Shame on you." And Emeka said to Kennedy, "You are very stupid." And then Kennedy now told him, "Don't insult me." He said, "If I insult you, what will you do?" In fact, immediately he opened his mouth. Kennedy gave him a hot, thunderous blow on his mouth. And he started jumping. You know that him and Joe, they don't have strength. They only have strength to talk. And Joe was trying to separate them, was telling Emeka, calm down, telling Big Joe, telling Kennedy, Kennedy, respect yourself, oh, respect yourself. Do you know what happened, my people? Stylish, stylish, stylish. Emeka that was jumping up just ran inside because that blow, he was in his sense. Now I cannot afford to take this blow again. He ran inside. And guys, over to Clara and Debbie. They were sitting and Debbie was telling Clara, Clara, you have taken enough insult. Jonathan has finished you. Look at what he said to you. And Clara was like, when people are angry, they say a lot of things. So you expect Joe to say some things. It is expected. And Debbie was like, Clara, are you even listening to yourself? Are you okay? Look at how this guy humiliated you. In fact, I didn't even know that Benny is not your biological daughter because of the way you have trained and loved that girl. But see how Joe humiliated you and disgraced you. Clara, if you do not leave this marriage, if you don't leave this marriage, you are a fool. And Clara said, no, it is not like that. It is not like that. And Debbie now so told Clara that it is women like you that makes other women look weak in the eyes of other people, that make other women stay in a marriage where they are not being appreciated. And Clara looked at her and said, my marriage is not a yardstick to other women, okay? Everybody has their challenges. And she repeated it again and said it to Clara, Clara, leave this marriage. You have suffered. In fact, she was pushing it because that is her main goal. Remember, she said it from the beginning that if she doesn't destroy Clara's marriage, waiting she get. So she was actually pushing, telling Clara, leave. You have been insulted, you have been humiliated. As she was still saying it, Kennedy walked in and said to her, and you think Clara would take advice from a single woman like you? Clara, follow me. I want to take you somewhere. And Clara was like, where are you taking me? Where? And Kennedy said, do you trust me? Clara said, I think so. And Debbie said, where are you taking her? Both of them left. And she was there. This man is always coming at the wrong time because she was trying to manipulate Clara's mind to pack. Now, listen, we want Clara to pack her bag and go to her love of her life, which is Hanks. But we do not want it to look like it is Debbie that pushed her out. If you're with me, please, in the comment section, let me know, because I want her to leave that marriage immediately, but I don't want it to look like she did it because Debbie asked her to leave. Please back me up in the comment section, because I know I have a lot of people that want it this way. So Kennedy took her and started asking her question, telling her that, Clara, do you think that Hans that you have known all these years will do this thing that he has been accused of? All these things. And Clara said, Kennedy, I was there. And Kennedy asked him, did you see Hans doing anything with your daughter? And she said no, but she was there. She saw both of them on the bed. And Kennedy now told him, this guy that you have known, do you think that this guy is capable of doing this to anybody or even your daughter? And Clara was like, does my opinion really count? And then Kennedy said, yes, because this guy is suffering. He's being reeled on social media, his business, his mental health. He needs your opinion really count, not just for yourself, but for him. You need to think very well and know what to do. And Kennedy now asked Clara a vital question. How did you meet Hans? And that was when she started thinking, sharing how they met. Guys, Hanks is a very good guy. And according to Clara, she was in secondary school when one day she slipped out from school and they went for clubbing. She was drunk, she didn't even know what was happening, only for her to wake up the next day and found herself on a bed in Hank's hotel room. And at first she was scared, thinking that the man has done something to her. And she started asking, and the guy was like, I didn't do anything. I saw you drunk, messed up, and I didn't want to leave you so that other guys will not take advantage of you. I brought you here for you to sleep and be safe. And that was when Kennedy now asked, A man that saw you in this situation. In fact, Clara even said that Hans told her that she was even demanding that Hans touch her. But Hank said no, because you are not with your right sense. Let it not look like, okay, I did something with you and I took advantage of the situation you are. Kennedy was like, a man that saw you in that situation could have done anything with you and left and did not do. Do you think that this man is capable of doing what he has been accused? That was when Clara received sense and she started shouting, oh God, I have messed up again. I did not even think. That is one problem that Clara has. She will know the person you are, but once there is a mistake, she will forget everything and start fighting you. She started blaming herself and was asking the Kennedy, what will I do now? And Kennedy said, the only thing you need now is to stand for Hanks, because that guy is suffering for what he knows nothing about. With the story you shared with me, Hanks cannot do this to your daughter. What we need now is to wait for your daughter to wake up so that she can tell us everything. Guys, they were now sitting in the reception for hospital, everybody, including Clara's mother, that I'm even thinking, is that woman Clara's mother? At this point, I'm still thinking about it. If that woman is really Clara's biological mother. If you are thinking the same thing, leave it in the comment section. And the doctor came out, all of them stood up, and they were now asking the doctor, how is her? How is the Benny? And the doctor said, congratulations, she has waken up. And the husband and wife, that's Clara and Joe, asked, can we go and see her? The doctor said, yes, but don't crowd the whole place. And the doctor left. Clara, out of joy, wanted to go. Jonathan stood up and held Clara and said, you are not going anywhere. You are not going anywhere. What are you going to do there? You can't go to see my daughter. I will go first. I will go. And Kennedy was like, for the sake of Christ, Jonathan, allow this woman to go and see her daughter. Jonathan said no, that she will not leave Clara, that Clara will not go anywhere. Clara now said, Jonathan, leave me alone. I will go and see my daughter and nobody will stop me. Jonathan insisted, though, trust Clara when she's angry. Do you know that Clara's mother now said that she supports Jonathan? That Clara should sit down, let Jonathan go. Trust Clara. And Clara now looked at the mother and said, I don't care what both of you are thinking. For me, I've reached there. I'm going to see my daughter. And she pushed the almighty Big Joe, and almighty Big Joe, she fell shamelessly on the floor and went left to go and see her daughter. And what's her name? Debbie the small witch was there shouting, hey doctor. They were now asking, I even thought that Jonathan had heart attack so that he would go and rest in hospital for a few days and have sense and not cause confusion. So when all of them got inside the room, Clara was with her daughter and she asked her daughter, my beloved daughter, I know it's still early, but can you remember anything? What happened? And the daughter said, Mom, I can't remember anything. The only thing I remember is that you sent me a message telling me to come to that hotel, that you were in trouble. And when I got there, somebody held me. I didn't even see the person, and that was the only thing I saw. And the woman was like, I didn't send you any message. Immediately, Big Joe was there, rejoicing that they mentioned that Clara sent message. When Clara even wanted to ask the daughter, Big Joe even said to Clara, my friend, shut up. Don't let me do the accent for my daughter so that you don't put words into her mouth. Do you know that it was actually Big Joe and his camp of evil that was putting words in that girl's mouth? So, Clara now asks Benny, did you see Hanks there? And then Benny said, Mom, I didn't see Hanks. Why all this question? Why are you mentioning Hanks? And Debbie, Auntie Aituno, now said, Hanks was the person that lured you into that hotel. When you got there, he drugged you and, did what he did with you. And Big Joe was like, yes, that is true. And the mother said, my baby, we are not sure yet. What is his name? Emeka now started explaining that, yes, it was Hanks. he used the girl's mom's number to send the message so that the girl can come there and he can have his way. And Kennedy was like, do you people even have sense? How can somebody shoot himself in the leg? How can Hans, the same person, send message to Benny, inviting Benny to come so that he can do something with Benny, and the same Hanks will now send message to Clara and also to Jonathan? Does it even make sense to you? It's like somebody committing crime and using himself, like using his own hand to call the police to come and pick him. Is it even possible? How is it possible? And Benny was asking the mother, Mom, I don't think that Uncle Hans would do this. I don't. And Jonathan said, my baby, does it mean that you are supporting your mother? Look at what Jonathan is talking in this situation. And the girl told the dad, this is not about supporting, but I'm telling you the truth. I don't think that Hans did anything to me, have anything to do. I didn't even see him. In fact, I'm sure that Uncle Hans cannot do this to me. And the girl now said something that finished and summarized everything. She said to the mother and everyone, I don't feel touched. Meaning that what they were accusing Hanks of doing, the girl said, it did not happen to me. I don't feel anything. The doctor is still here to say, but the owner of the body have said, I don't feel. And Clara said, thank you, Jesus. If you see the face of Emeka and Debbie, they bow their face in shame, because how can you people try to put it on Hank's head and say he's the one responsible for it when the same Hanks will now call the girl and call the moms? You see how they ended up disgracing themselves, including Jonathan. And you people said that the Hanks took advantage of that girl. The girl now said, I don't feel touched. Nobody touched me. And Hanks, I know, cannot do such a thing. Guys, it was so laughable the way both of them swallowed their shame. And they were like, how? What is happening? After that, behold, our beloved Clara was standing, emotional, standing and just looking and thinking about her life. And that was where this episode ended, guys. What do you think? Because what's their plan? They don't even have a case. You people are accusing the girl, accusing Hans of taking advantage of the girl. And the girl said, nothing happened to me. You see? And is it the same hand that will call the girl and call the girl's mom to come there and even call the police? So there is no case against Hans. They have ended up destroying. In fact, I say it again. What they ended up doing is fastening Clara's leaving that house to go and meet the love of her life. Because if all these things did not happen, Jonathan would have not exposed that Clara is not biological mother of Ben, because now we know, and it is very close for Clara to go leave that marriage, because listen, there is nothing she's doing there again. She can go there if Benny wants. Benny can follow the mother, but at this point they plan to destroy Hans, destroy everything, but they ended up bringing the two love bears together. If you are happy, because I know where this story is going, it's going to be a beautiful ending and a very painful ending for Jonathan, Debbie, and Clara, and including Clara's mother. Tell me in the comment section, do you think that Clara's mother is biological mother of Clara? Leave it in the comment section, because at this point, I don't think that woman is Clara's biological mother. Let's have conversation in the comment section. I will see you in the next one. For now, bye.